visible. You can start. Now you are on this screen.
Let's start.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Vidya Integrated Development for Youth and Adults, founded in 1985, has spent 4 decades at the forefront of grassroots education in India. Our organization has directly benefited over 8 lakhs children, youth, and women through 250 projects across Delhi, Gurugram, Mumbai, Pune, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. What is the reason for this success? Our holistic approach combines quality education, skill development, and community engagement under the guiding motto, educate, empower, and transform. This year, Vidya has directly benefited 1,20,000 students. Mrs. Rashmi Misra, founder chairperson of Vidya, dared to dream big and did everything with conviction, positivity, and makes it happen. She doesn't wait to happen, but makes it happen. She's a driving force to make us all dream big. We are excited to kick off Vidya's PAN VIDYA Webinar, Vidya's PAN India Webinar series, Dream, Dare, Do, on discovery, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Our very first session is The Spark Within, igniting the entrepreneurial mindset. I'm Snehalata Ramachandran, your host for the session. I, on behalf of Vidya, welcome Sanjeeva Shivesh and 3 budding entrepreneurs, Piyush Rathuri, Anuradha, and Yesh, all from grade 12 from Vidya School. The Vidya School Gurugram, established in the year 2009, is a flagship project of Vidya Integrated Development for Youth and Adults, an award-winning CBSE accredited K-12 school which provides high-quality education to children from nearby urban slums in Gurugram. The school is unique as it is a first-of-its-kind private school with best-in-class facilities for children from underprivileged backgrounds. This project aims to provide continuity and stability to the children in their educational journey. Now, let me introduce you to Sanjeeva Shivesh, who is going to be our, I don't know whether I'll call him a guest, but he's going to be interacting with our students today. He's a firm believer in entrepreneurship as a powerful engine of value creation across all walks of life, including his journey. Over the past decade, he has co-created ventures like Think Startup, the Entrepreneurship School, and Accelerator Venture Partners to nurture young entrepreneurs and foster startup ecosystems. So welcome to this webinar, and I hand it to you to take it over. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Snehata ma'am, and I'm really glad to be here. I'm also glad to see so many students sitting in classrooms and listening to me. And I was wondering who I'm going to speak with. But friends, great to see all of you. When I'm given an opportunity to talk about entrepreneurship, I feel excited because that's the chosen path that we have taken. And more importantly, the path that I have taken is about entrepreneurship education. So what I do now is work with school students, college students, and educate them, help them become entrepreneurs. Now, there is a story, there's my story, how I reached to this path, and I'm going to share about this. Then we'll take a pause, and then Sinata ma'am, you will help us move forward, right? So, I was fortunate that I was born in a family where my father was a professor, and it was a small place in Bihar called Bhagalpur where I grew up. That's the place where I had all my learning. But to live in a university campus, it has its advantages. I had access to books, I had access to libraries, I had access to, in fact, my home had lots of books. So books were foundation from which I grew. When I look back and think, inside my home, there would be about 5,000 books or more. And I would have read quite a lot of those books by the time I finished my class 10th or 12th. And when I was finishing my class 12th, I was again fortunate that I moved to IIT Delhi, where I studied engineering. And from there on, my life was fairly simple. All of us go study, get our degrees, and then get into a job. So I too got into a job, and I was not enjoying that job. So I left that job and became an entrepreneur very early, right? When I was 22 years old, I had quit my first job, and then I had become an entrepreneur. And then I was again not very satisfied with that stuff, and I took civil service examination, and I worked for Indian Civil Service for many years, about 10 years, and that was the foundational period of my professional growth, growth as a person, growing as a leader, getting a large landscape to work on complex projects, understanding life. You also get married during that phase. Your family is coming up, you have babies, and you are sort of helping the family grow. So that's been my journey. And at the age of 35, when I had completed about 10 years of my journey in civil service, or at the age of 34, I questioned myself in that journey for the first time, right? And why I'm pausing here is the fact that I question. Most of us never question, right? So there's always a power of questioning. When you question, then you get answers. So I question myself. I have worked in civil service for 10 years. Life has been fantastic. I've been learning. How does my next 26 years look like? Because if you're in civil service, you are employed till the age of 60. I was 34. And the picture that I got was very scary, because it looked like that I'm going to be doing the same thing again and again for the next, 36 years. And that's a long, or 26 years. And that's a long, long time in life, right? The first 10 years in civil service was phenomenal. I learned a lot of stuff, lots of new things, etc., etc. But repetition was something which really made me think, what next? And I quit civil service. I quit civil service to find new answers, and decided to pursue an MBA. I went to England to pursue my MBA. And in 3 months of time, I was sitting in a class, and in that classroom, like you are listening to me, my professor, he had brought an entrepreneur, right? Uh, and for the first time, I was trying to understand this word called entrepreneur. And it looked like, the all the things this person who was speaking, it started making sense to me. I'll tell you why. If you are in civil service, one of the big problems that a country like India faces is employment problem, right? And every time at every forum, we would discuss, how do we create jobs for youth in this country? And every time there will be politicians and policymakers and IAS and civil servants like me and bureaucrats who come up with answers. And still the gap between the job that the country needs versus the job that we are able to provide was very big. So that is the single biggest economic problem that this country faces. It's not GDP growth. It is not any other thing. The biggest problem that this country faces today is how do we create jobs for youth and a lot of people who are coming out of schools and colleges. And we were trying to find many answers to it. But sitting in that class, I realized that here's an entrepreneur who's trying to think of ideas and then he's creating jobs. Do you get me? Right? So the problem that this country faces is we need about, let's say, about 10 crore additional jobs in the next 5 years. But who is going to create the job? And then I'm sitting in this classroom, there's a person who says that, okay, I'm running my printing shop, and in that printing shop, I'm employing 100 people. Suddenly the answer is coming, okay, this guy is able to create 100 jobs. So if anything India needs today and tomorrow, and by the time you are growing up, India needs more and more entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs are job creators. Right? The basic value addition that an entrepreneur creates in any society or any economy is to create jobs. And job is the basic problem, right? So that was my moment of truth, 10th December 2005, sitting in a classroom. And then I realized what entrepreneurship can do. And from that moment, my calling came. Although I was looking to get from the job of civil servant to another job, the answer came to me, no, you can't be getting into the job. You have to become entrepreneur and you have to really become a real job creator. And this is the message which I got. Now, there are many ways in which everyone can get this message. One message is I can become an entrepreneur and create jobs. The second message that I got was instead of becoming a general entrepreneur, why don't I become an entrepreneur which creates entrepreneurs? I'm repeating this again. There are many people in this world who become general entrepreneurs. So a general entrepreneur ends up creating 100 jobs. But I said that, Shivesh, why don't you become an entrepreneur who builds 100 entrepreneurs? And each of these 100 entrepreneurs will create 100 jobs, which means 10,000 jobs get created. 100 multiplied by 100. If you create 1,000 entrepreneurs and each of them create 100 jobs, you have created 1 lakh jobs. If you create 1 lakh entrepreneurs, then you have created 1 crore jobs. Are you able to see the vision that I got on that day? Right? So the biggest problem that this country faces is job creation. You become an entrepreneur which creates entrepreneurs. And that was the mission that I undertook at that point of time, and my life turned. For about next 2 or 3 years, I did work. Then I left my work, and in 2009, I started a company which is called Smart Wave. And the Smart Wave was found with a vision to create entrepreneurs. It was not successful. And there could be various reasons why it was not successful. So we created Smart Wave. Smart Wave journey went on from 2009 to about 2013. And 2013, I realized what the problem that we are having in Smart Wave model, and I set up something called the Entrepreneurship School. Now, the Entrepreneurship School was while it had the name called the Entrepreneurship School, TES, it was meant for graduates and postgraduates. So we said that we are rolling out 1-year program where we train graduates and postgraduates to become entrepreneurs. Right? It was, again, not an easy journey. We actually failed. Financially, we failed. But in terms of pure impact, we ended up creating about 700-800 entrepreneurs in about the next 7-8 years. And that was something which really was empowering. So that is the second part of my journey, the entrepreneurship school, where we were able to demonstrate to the world that by a structured process, you can actually end up creating entrepreneurs. Now, 2013 was when we had started this. This was much before Startup India program, etc., which is rolled out by the Prime Minister. It was before that. And we started building this entrepreneurship as a model. 2020 January, I met one of my friends, and she was into a school business. She was a junior from IIT Delhi, where I had graduated in the year 1991. And she posed a question to me, Shivesh, how hard or easy it is for you to make an adult an entrepreneur. Right? So in my 8-9 years of journey, we had created about 700-800 entrepreneurs, startups. And she said how hard it is. And why again I am pausing here? Because only when you question, you get answers. And this time the question came not from me, but my friend. And she said that, listen, if you really have to do something, you have to work with school children. Because school children are those whose minds are more open, they are fearless, they can do things, they are not afraid of breaking things. An adult is afraid of breaking things. School children are not, they are fearless, right? They think something and they want to do something, right? So if you can work with school children, in the next 10 years, instead of 1,000 entrepreneurs, you can create a lakh entrepreneurs. And that vision again got stuck with me. And both of us, Shivani Singh Kapoor, and myself, we collaborated to start our business, which is called Think Startup. Right? It's essentially a social enterprise that we are running, like Vidya, but the mission is fairly clear, that we work with school children to help them transform into entrepreneurs. Now, becoming an entrepreneur is not easy. All of you who are in school, you know that schools have a very regimented, disciplined approach to teaching. You know, as kids, we are all born bright. We don't have any inhibitions. But as we keep on growing up, more and more rules are being, or norms are being put into our lives. And then the operating space, the space in which we are going to operate, shrinks. And when we become adult, when we are 20, 22, 23, 24, that space becomes as minute as this. No one wants to take risk. Everyone is happy going to get into employment, find jobs, etc., etc. The society always tries to bring a lot of fear in you. अगर ये नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा, अगर नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी तो क्या होगा, अगर इसमें फेल कर गए तो क्या होगा, right? These are the questions which are always brought to us. But as a kid, we are really, carefree. We don't care about these questions because, God has gifted us with imagination and we are very good at trying out that imagination, right? The word in school is experiment. We are very good at experimenting. But in your chemistry class, have you ever dropped a beaker or a test tube or a burette or a bulb? We are all scared. And that is the problem, right? I'm giving you a quote which is given by Mark Zuckerberg, which says, break things, only then you can make things. Right? Break things, only then you can make things. If you can't break things, you can't make things. Now, this is the problem with education. And till the time we address this problem, we are not going to produce an army of innovators. We all dream, right? Everyone dreams that we should create this army of innovators, entrepreneurs, and everything. And that dream is precisely because the problem that number of jobs are less and number of aspirants for jobs are more. The gap is very big. Now, if you have to bridge this gap, you can't bridge this gap when people have grown adults. This gap has to be woven when we are in schools. It is like maths. You learn counting, you learn addition, you learn subtraction, you learn multiplication, you learn fractions, you learn geometry, you learn trigonometry, you learn set theory. Similarly, you have to learn entrepreneurship and innovation step by step. It is like building your muscle one exercise at a time. If you're not exercising, then you're not building your muscle, right? So that was the mantra, that was the mission that we undertook. So that is my life journey in short. Very briefly, I must tell you, I would like to share. At Think Startup, we work with many schools. More importantly, at Think Startup, we have enabled India's biggest school level entrepreneurship platform. Now, let me take 1 minute to explain, then I go quiet. You know, platforms are like railway platforms. Anyone can come and board a train. So we created this platform called Entrepreneurship Platform. And when you come on this platform, you can board an entrepreneurship train. And it is easy to come onto a railway platform. But if this platform doesn't exist, then you don't know where to go. So we created this entrepreneurship platform. And the name of that platform is Youth Ideathon. I'm not sure how many of you have heard the name Youth Ideathon, but if you have heard, if you can raise your hand, then I will know that what it means, right? So Youth Ideathon is today India's biggest entrepreneurship platform for school and college students. Last year, about 2 lakh school kids participated from 10,000 schools on Youth Ideathon platform, and we are identifying the best school level entrepreneurial ideas and helping them grow and succeed. Okay. Similarly, we have created a platform called College Youth Ideathon. Again, the same stuff where 50,000 college students come participate, and we are helping them succeed. Right. So that is the dream that we saw in the year 2020. Right. Today's theme, if you're following today's talk, it has 3 Ds: dream, dare, do. Everything starts with a fearless dream. If your dreams do not scare you, you're not dreaming bravely enough. Your dreams should give shivers on your hand. Kya ye possible hai? Is it possible? Can we do this? It's like Vidya's Rashmi Mishra, she dreamt, right? Is it possible? If you can't dream and it can't give you shivers, then your dreams are too easy, right? When you share your dream, then your friend should say, "Arey, kyun kar raha hai yaar? Mat kar, fail ho jayega." If your friends start telling you, "Mat kar, fail ho jayega," उस ड्रीम को पकड़ लो, उसी ड्रीम को आगे बढ़ा. That is the lesson that I have learned. That is dream, right? And dare is to dare your friend. I'm going ahead with this dream. ये मेरे को करना है, मुझे ये करना है. And the last part is there are lots of people who dream, who dare. There are very few people who end up doing, right? So whatever you dream, whether it's about cracking an IAS examination, becoming a bank PO, setting up your own shop, setting up a small enterprise, whatever you dream, the only lesson I know in life is whatever you dream, start doing. Right? Most people, they only keep on saying, "Mujhe ye karna hai, karna hai, karna hai." Very few people end up doing. Start doing. Right? So, folks, with this, I take a pause. Snehlata, ma'am, thank you very much for, and the entire Vidya family, thank you very much for calling me. And I really wanted to share briefly this story. I really want to listen to more stories of Vidya students now.
Shivesh, thank you so much. I have one question for you. You kept saying ask questions.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Now,
Yeah.
we can, this ideathon, youth ideathon. Yes, it is there for schools. Now, what do we do for the NGOs like us? The NIOS program, the OB program. Do you cater to that too?
Yeah. So Snehata ma'am, first of all, many thanks for asking this wonderful question, right? Because unless you question, I'm coming to that point, good answers never come, right?
Yeah.
Let me bore everyone here for a while. I'll take 2 minutes to bore everyone. And I can also see some educators out here, and I really want to everyone to help me with my questions. So, in India, there are about 25 crore people who are in schools, school students, 25 crore school students, 26 crores to be precise at the moment are in schools, right? Which means if you mathematically divide 12 sections, class 1 to class 12 sections, every class will have about a crore, maybe 1.25 crore students, right? So 1.25 crore in class 1, 1.25 crore in class 2, etc., right? So that's how it's stacked up, right? So how many students are there in India up to class 8? Okay. So forget. Okay. So in class 8 today, there are about 1.25 crore students who are studying in class 8. Right? This is a fact. This is a known fact. It's with government. Everyone knows this fact. But I have a question for all of you. Every year, how many students come out of class 10th? If there are 1.25 crore students in class 8, then how many students pass out from class 10th? So listen, I gave some numbers wrong. Let me rephrase my number. There are about 2.25 crore students in class 8, right? How many students come out and pass class 10th all across India? And the number is about 1.9 crore. Sorry, the number is about 1.8 crore. Okay. How many students pass class 12th? The number is about 1.2 crore. So what happens to this in this country to 1.2 crore people who are lost? That's a hard question, right? Where do they go? What happens to them? What, right? This is the question that puzzles everyone. No one tries to find a good answer to it. And I'm exploring an answer to this question, right? And the answer that I'm getting is a lot of students who are in class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, there's a massive dropout. There's literally zero dropout till class 8th. And then there's a massive dropout from class 8 to class 12 in this country. And that is a lost people in the education. They get into some sort of job, they become solo entrepreneurs, they are uneducated, or some people could be going to NIOS and they'll be leaving, etc. So basically, if we do not address this puzzle of missing people from education, we can't get great answers. In job creation space, a lot of people become what I call solopreneurs. Solopreneurs means one person enterprise, right? They could be selling some moongfali, or they could be doing some painting, etc., and making living for themselves. But they are all in this space because they could not succeed in education, and education never taught them how to be successful in solopreneurship. Okay, so that's the puzzle that we have to solve. Snehata ma'am, the question, I'm taking your question, and we really want as much as school students, whether it is NIOS or any other framework, we really want people to come from every walk of life. So in our form, what we really said, school ka naam mat likho, but come and participate. What is the challenge that we face? We are unable to reach to those sections of society through the Youth Ideathon medium. If we are unable, it's our failure. And through your question, I'm only taking one lesson that we have to address for that failure.
I don't know, and I'm supposed to thank you because I think it's a failure you mentioned, but then I mean, it's something that to think about the mindset and how do we bring this into the ambit, because I think um, that's important for today's world. Everybody has to make something for themselves. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So one of the lessons which I have learned, Snehata ma'am, and to everyone is the best thing in life that we can have is to fail.
Absolutely.
The best thing in life is to fail. And unfortunately, the education system does not, it wants everyone to pass. And if you fail, then everyone sort of derides you. They don't like you. Fail ho gaya. Your parents will say fail ho gaya. Someone else will say fail ho gaya. Your mother will say fail ho gaya. Your brother, sister, your friend will fail. It does not mean anything. Failure is the stepping stone for success. There's only one mantra in entrepreneurship school and Think Startup where we teach. Fail fast, fail often. Only when you fail, then the learning happens. If you have not failed, you have learned nothing. Only by failing, you start learning enough. So fail fast as much as possible and fail often. That's the only way people have succeeded in life, whether it's Elon Musk, whether it's Steve Jobs, whether it's Narendra Modi, whether it's Mukesh Ambani, everyone has failed. We only see their successes, start looking at every failure, which means that you have to break your bulb, you have to break the beaker, you have to break the pipette, you have to break the burette, you have to break the prism, microscope, open the scooter, see what is inside, open the water cooler, see what is inside. And unless you have done all this, you have not failed. You should open up the water cooler and it should not, you should be unable to assemble it. Then let someone say, यार इसने तोड़ दिया, इसने ये रेडियो भी खराब कर दी, ये टीवी भी खराब कर दिया, ये मोबाइल भी खराब कर दिया. That's great. And all those liberties are allowed to a child when you are in school. So break things as much as possible. Only then you will learn. Fail, fail, fail as much as possible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Now I don't know what the teachers are going to say, when they go back to school, they're going to say, well, we've got to be on the watch. Yeah. Because you've asked them to break now. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to the next segment. We have the students from Vidya School Gurugram, Piyush Rathodi, grade 12, Anuradha, grade 12, and Yesh, grade 12. Now, please come on. Who's going to come first? And you're going to have Shivesh asking you some questions on your innovations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akshay.
And my name is Yash.
We are from Vidya School Program from grade 12.
And today we are here to discuss our project Nirantara. So before going to the project, let us discuss how this project arises. So you have like every time, anytime you have witnessed that you are on a jam-packed road and there is no space to move your car, and suddenly an ambulance comes from behind, and you like just try to move your car but there is no space, so you can't move your car an inch. So you can't move your car an inch, and suddenly like we also had like faced the same situation, and then we clicked on this idea Nirantara. So our Nirantara means like constant. So our ambulance, like our emergency vehicle, is going to move Nirantar constantly, with efficiently and effortless. So now Akshay is going to discuss how is it.
Basically, our ideas, basically the focus on that idea is first is to prioritize the emergency vehicles. And second is that is based on AI technology, AI server based whole model. So which worked on to control the whole traffic management through the AI IoT servers. And that also follows the sustainable development goal 3, which is good health and well-being. So yes, now the whole outcome will explain by the years.
So we calculated and we found that approximate that's due to the delay of ambulance is like 200 to 400 people per day, and like the delay of arrival of ambulance is like 15 to 25 minutes. After the implementation of our project Nirantara, the deaths are going to be reduced drastically to 100 to like 100, but we are going to try reduce it to zero. And the emergency response time we are going to like reduce is that it was 15 to 25, so we are going to reduce it to 8 to 15 minutes. So this is our project. Implement now.
Okay. Let me explain the working of our model. That is based on IoT server. So there's a two main components. First is in the ambulance, that is a GPS tracker, and second is the AI based server, that is the traffic light, which coordinate each other and make the perfect traffic management system. And while the ambulance is approaching towards the traffic light and the lane clear by the traffic light, and the red light for the normal vehicles and green light for the ambulance that is approaching from that lane, so the ambulance would pass easily through it, and there would be no traffic like followed by the other vehicles for the ambulance. So that would be easy for ambulance to get past easily.
And like in future, like you have ever thought that how we are going to communicate to ambulance and to the traffic signals? So there's a particular company which controls the traffic lights and manipulates it according to the traffic. So our system is going to contact, the server is going to contact with that company and help us to manipulate the traffic lights according to the situation that ambulance is arriving, and within 1 to 2 kilometer distance, it will clear the path for the ambulance so that ambulance can go effortless. So
Yeah.
this was the project. Now let us see the like 1 minute.
Okay, it is yeah. You start with it? Yeah. Let's start.
So let us go to the cost cutting part. So this now this is the like future cost cutting part that our project is going to have. Just wait a second. So like that you can see there are GPS modules, camera modules, and traffic lights. So these are the like the per unit cost that we have calculated, and after 100 units like production of per 100 productions, the cost has reduced to like from 5,000 to 500 and 8,000 to 1,500. So in future that the production cost is also going to be reduced, and the total profit and savings that we are going to have is from 75% to 880%. The cost is going to be reduced, and the traditional setup and all that is going to be from 60K to 75K itself. So this was the project. So
Right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Fantastic. Okay, you are in which class?
Sir, 12th grade.
12.
Both.
And what do you study? Which
Yeah.
subject?
From science
Science.
section.
Science. Okay. So are you aware of something called Brownian motion?
Uh, Brownian motion. It's about
Yeah. In physics, have you come across this term? Brownian motion is a very random motion, right? It's a very
like
you put a gas into a chamber and they will move in a very haphazard manner.
okay.
Right? Okay. So the world behaves in two system manner. One is a very organized system manner. You live in Gurgaon?
Mhm.
Are you
Yes.
in Gurgaon? Very good. Right. So organized system manner where everyone follows lane discipline, traffic is there and everything is very good. And then there's the other world like Gurgaon, where every traffic is like a Brownian motion.
Yeah.
Right? And there's also a pressure of traffic. In the nice world, if you are living in England, traffic is less. There's not much traffic jam, not much pressure of traffic. In India, in a place like Gurgaon, people will go up from wrong side, left side, wrong, crisscross, etc. So it's a Brownian motion, haphazard world. How does your system work in a haphazard world?
So
It will work
like,
very well in a, it will work very well in a systematic world.
yes, so sir, like we forgot, matlab, we skip that part. Like every ambulance is going to be equipped with a display. So we are going to show every driver a particular route so that the if like somehow in a situation 2 or 3 ambulance came in the same route. So we are going to show them different routes so that the congestion and the interaction between several ambulance is going to be reduced. So that's
Okay, I'm just leaving that thought. I'm fine. I think you guys are attempting a very good problem to solve. But in a Gurgaon or a Bangalore kind of world, it's a Brownian motion,
yes.
right? If it is a linear motion, Newtonian world, Newton-like world, your solution works very fine, can work very fine. In a randomized world, and you know why I'm putting all this, it's, first of all, let me say that you guys have done phenomenal job. But why I'm saying all this is life is cruel,
Yes, sir.
and you have to test everything in the cruel life.
Yep.
All the solution that you're making, you have to say, can it work in cruel life? How can it work? And if you take that challenge, I'm sure you'll discover right answers. So take the hard challenge.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Is there, do we have the next team coming in?
Yes, sir. So just wait a minute. We are sharing a PPT.
Sure. But can you quickly tell us your names, both of you?
So my name is Anuradha, and he is my classmate Ajit.
Hi. Hi, Anuradha and Ajit. You also class 12 students, class 11?
So we are from class 12 humanities.
Fantastic. Okay.
Uh, are the slides are visible for you? So
Your screen is visible. You have to, the slide has, PPT has not yet opened. Agronova, I can see.
okay, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. My name is Ajit, and she is my classmate Anuradha, and we are from class 12th Humanities Vidya School Gurugram. So we have came up with an startup named Agronova, which is a smart agriculture and food security based AI farm. Like growing up in a environment of farming, I have seen many problems which are faced by farmers during the agriculture period, like lack of resources, uh, like water, energy, and fertilizers. And there is a limited automation in this agriculture field. So our vision is to provide a sustainable farm, which is all over controlled by AI. We have IoT sensors and our application which we have made. We can control the whole farm through that application. And we have sustainable things like net zero waste model, renewable power like wind and solar energy.
So, basically, our project AgroNova is a multi-purpose resources in which several units are there, like AI lab, research lab, crop field with smart sensors, and poultry farm, fishing unit, and smart storage facilities as well as. All these are connected with the IoT sensors with our mobile application, which are provided farmers to get easily access the farming details. Whenever the moisture or humidity level get increased, it automatically can transfer water supply and can click by clicking some buttons. They can uh, put the resources with whatever the insufficient for their farming. For example, like some farmers are uneducated in India, so we have provided them a regional language based voicemail alert whenever the farm need water supply or control moisture control. So voicemail or voice note will send it to their mobile application, and by their clicking of that command, they can regulate accordingly. So our business model was going to be explained by my fellow Ajit.
So we have revenue stream, B2B and B2C. Like we can collab with some colleges or already established agriculture field companies. And we can establish mostly in Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra, because these are the mainly agricultural states where crops are grown highly. And we are providing many number of Yes, here is the list we are providing in our agriculture farm, like AI lab, research lab, crop field, poultry farm, fish farming, uh, and all these will be set up from 0.5 acre to 5 acres of land. We will establish this on the owner of the land. And for an example, if we establish this on a piece of 1 acre of land, it will cost us approx 10 lakh rupees. And we can generate a lot of revenue by establishing this. We can revert yes, here is the graph you can see. And this is the comparison table you can see with modern startups already existing in this stream. And the
final part of our application is that we are just last part is going on with the mobile application of adding regional language in it. So we are just seeking for the mentorship and the investment on our startup or partnership with agri colleges or tech colleges. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for your presentation. Very interesting. Agro. Yeah, what was agro? Sorry?
AgroNova.
Okay. So listen, who pays for this?
Like government already there's a mission set it by the government.
No, for half an acre of land, 26 lakh rupees. Or let's say for 1 acre, 26
So
lakh.
that is for a very large scale. If we took as an example of 1 acre of land, or some farmers can't afford that
No,
much of
for 1
money.
acre, how much is the cost?
Approx 10 lakh rupees, not more
10
than
lakhs. Okay, so 10 lakhs, right? So 10 lakhs per acre. Okay, who pays for that?
So we can do collab with government and private sector to establish this, because we all know a normal farmer can't afford this much of money. We can establish this in type of subsidies or any schemes.
Okay. Yes, your friend is saying, yes, tell me, Anuradha.
While adding the investment or collaborating with the government and the private sector, the private and the government both have the profit, like they will get high crop yield production with a low cost, and like because the labor cost will going to be reduced by
Who
these.
gets this? Let's say I'm a private person and I invest. Why should I invest 10 lakhs?
Sir, for setting this farm,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
But why?
there's
मेरे
like
को क्या फायदा है यार इसमें?
all the farmers are not properly utilizing their land or their
Well, that
crop
is
field.
fine. How do I benefit if I put 10 lakh rupees?
So you will recover the whole money in the period of around 1 year, and after, like while investing from the first month, it will take 1 year to recover the whole investment.
How? How?
Like sir, we have poultry farm, fish farming, and crop. So these
How much
three,
per acre? How much of revenue does per acre of poultry farming generate or a farm generate in a year?
so like all if we combine, it will generate around 80,000 per month for an acre.
So 80,000 is nothing. I'm putting in 10 lakh rupees here.
That's why sir, not fast, but we can recover the whole money
It is and what is my input cost? So listen, fair enough. Let me summarize this. You are at a very early stage of doing something. What is missing right now? There could be other things missing, but let me just focus on one part. What is missing is a deep dive into all your costs and revenue and profit. Because any investment is a function of profits generated. And I really want you to do detailing of that. Only then there is a value proposition on which people are willing to come. Even government will look for value proposition. So the value proposition has to be very clear. Why should government give 10 lakh rupees? Because government has got maybe 3,28,000 hectares of land. Right? 3.8 to 8 lakh India, right? So there's a lot of land. Okay. Now multiply it by so many 10 lakhs. That money is not available. Okay, so do your maths properly and then we can discuss this. Okay, thanks. Well done.
Who's the next team? I think it is Piyush.
So, good morning, good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
And let me share my screen first. Pretty good. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayush Kumar, and this is my teammate Piyush Raturi, and we are working on a project that turns ideal private lands into bookable parking spots.
What do you study, Piyush?
Okay, so can you see my screen, sir? Okay, sir. So we are from Commerce Stream and from Vidya School Gurugram. And we are working on a project that turns idle parking lands into bookable parking spots. So over to you, Piyush.
So basically, our app connects the drivers who want to find the parking to the landowners who want to utilize their idle parking spaces. The urban, first of all, discuss about what the urban crisis, parking crisis in India. So in India, 40 minutes per day, the park owners, parking finders lost their time, and it calculate if it be a 167 hours per year, and 1.45 lakh crore of annual economic cost they suffer from losing them. 30% of the cars are choosing for the spot out of work. So this gap makes us a huge opportunity to make this app and as a first P2P landowner.
So our solution is Park to Land, and India's first peer-to-peer parking marketplace, and it has we can say dual interface for drivers. It's that simple, three-tap step. That how it works. You can find nearby spots, book instantly, and park with confidence. And for landowners, you can list your land in 10 minutes, set availability, and you can earn 2,000 to 5,000 rupees passively. And the built-in safety is QR-based check-in. You can also adopt for optional insurance and support. Product.
So product highlights. So driver interface as we already have.
Come
So
closer to the mic.
yes. The audible.
Yeah,
Sir,
yes. yes.
So 450 the highlights driver interface.
No, I can see. Come to the next slide. Come to the next slide. Yes.
Market opportunity. There are 450 million plus vehicles, and only 12 million spots are there, which are organized. So we basically not making the more spots for them. We are only organizing the spots which are already have.
So we are utilizing the built-in infrastructure, and the growth by 2030, the compound annual growth rate is 13.2%. So why now? The real question. So 762 million plus smartphone users are there, and 92% of them accept UPI in NCR. So it's the right time to do it. And 60+% vacant spaces are available after COVID-19. So it's the best time to ensure our Park to Land app, and it will be a very innovative and entrepreneurship approach.
If we talk about the business model, the booking commission will be 10 to 15%, taking an average of 75 rupees. So we get up to 12 rupees per transaction. And if we talk about monthly booking, so reach the break-even point, to we have to catch the 9,000 bookings per month.
And the net revenue per transaction will be 6 rupees, and the average per transaction will be 75. So if we require the 9,000 monthly bookings, so we can reach to the break-even point. Competitiveness.
There are some competitions in market, so we have to also analyze that. So Park Plus, they basically focus on business to business model, not to P2P, means peer to peer. So Park Plus are usually use the hardware dependent rate and FASTag society RFID tool, and Get My Parking. It is a customer to customer, but in this there is a lack of their IoT.
Okay, Piyush, what's your other name? What's your name?
Ayush.
Huh?
Ayush.
Ayush. Okay, boys, I understood this. Can you unshare? It's a lovely presentation. I really like whatever you're doing. It's very good. Let's now talk. Both of us.
Okay, sir.
Unshare the presentation. Screen share hata do apni.
Okay.
Very good. Listen, when do you want to get this started?
Sorry, sir.
इसे शुरू कब करना है?
Sir,
जब
it's
fundings
okay.
मिल जाए.
What is the fund that you need?
Sir, at the early start, we want 5 to 6 lakhs.
And
3
what
to
will
6.
you use it for?
Sir, for building the app.
Why so much? This app can be built. Can you find a smart coder in your school?
Sir, why this much? Because this is an innovative project. From my opinion, it's
Don't go anywhere. Stay with me.
okay, sir. So
Can you find an innovative coder in your school?
Yes, sir.
Can you make him part of your team?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. We have a coder in our.
Then why 5 lakhs?
So it's a basic code and not so advanced.
No, find a good coder and make him part of your team.
Okay, sir.
Find the best coder in your school or nearby school or near to nearby school or in your neighborhood. Can you find?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
sir.
find.
Pakka.
Pakka.
Then I'm coming to your school.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We'll get this started.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What other challenge you are going to face?
Challenges.
So the competitors.
Parents.
Why
Parents.
parents?
You'll have to leave your school and get this started here. Are you
That's a
sure?
really big challenge.
Are you sure?
After 12.
Yeah. After 12th, why after 12th? Right now we can start.
Okay, I'm seeing two conflicting answers from two people, and I'm enjoying this. Okay, listen, I will come to your school, meet both of you personally, and let's figure it out how we can support you in this journey. Okay, so I really love this idea. The three ideas that that was pitched to me. If I really think something is ready to get started and it can get started, if you work on this for about a month, then we'll be at a place where it can get started. That's it. Okay. Can I come back, Snelata ma'am, and now talk about few things? But a round of applause for this team. I am personally sold out.
Absolutely.
And I can come and talk about more.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay. So, folks, I really want to now talk about something very important and relevant. Listen, I really posed very hard question. I'm sorry if I'm sounding as an impatient person for a while, but I posed a very hard question to Piyush and Ayush as a team. And the hardest question was, will their parents agree? It's not about competition. Mohammad Siraj did not care about competition. Mohammad Siraj only cared, can he go and bowl the best ball for the match? And Piyush and Ayush, I really want you to bowl the best delivery for this. And the best delivery for this is not money. The best delivery is to find a friend who can build your best app. If you can't find your friend who can build this best app, then somewhere we are missing the piece. So basically, folks, we are in this session of Dream, Dare, Do. And this is the portion of Do where a lot of people stumble. Right? एक अच्छा आइडिया है, डेयरिंग भी है, पैसे भी बन सकते हैं, लेकिन उसे करना कैसे? Most people stumble on doing, and doing is not too complicated. It is essentially a set of small steps which makes things happen. And the first small step that you have to take is to onboard a third person in your team who can build this app. You guys are working free on this. The third person should also come free on this. And the cost and the money required to get started reduces from 5 lakhs to about a lakh, to 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs, maybe, right? And get this whole damn thing ready and get it rolling. But most people do not know how to get started. The art of entrepreneurship is on dreaming big, bold stuff, right? Municipality is failing, Park Plus is failing. It's a parking problem. People are parking on the streets. We are clearing up the streets. It's a bold, brilliant idea. We want to get it started, and money is to be made. But money will not be made till the time you get started. So doing is the essence of entrepreneurship. Essentially, I believe in these two axes. Y-axis is dream, X-axis is do. In both axes, you have to get good marks. Are you all there with me? Right? So entrepreneurship is that journey. But now let me come back to Snelata ma'am and to everyone. I really want to talk about something very interesting, very important. And that important stuff is about the lovely work that Vidya is doing and the value of educating students early into innovation and entrepreneurship. Now, here's the question to everyone. Supposing the value of the idea of this parking app is, let's say, 100 crore in 5 years. 100 crore in 5 years or 7 years. If this does not happen today, who loses? Anyone can speak. Anyone can raise your hand and speak. Who loses? Are you
It's
sure?
the people.
Sorry?
It's us who loses the money, I guess.
Us means what? Are you?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one valid answer, but there's a bigger answer. So the innovators lose who are dreaming about this, they lose because they don't get access to all the right resources, means, education, mentors, etc. Who else loses? The biggest loser is society, because people will continue to park on the streets and occupy those spaces, and then they will clutter the space, and there'll be more chaos on the streets, and there'll be more traffic jams and time lost. So there's the economic value of time which has been lost just because a nice idea which is there in the minds of Piyush cannot be implemented. Okay, everyone loses, and the real cause of this loss is lack of systems in schools and colleges where good ideas are not allowed to prosper. So if we build a system where good ideas are allowed to prosper, suddenly with an investment of 1 lakh rupee or 2 lakh or 5 lakh rupee, we are able to generate something like 10 crore rupees or maybe 100 crore rupees or something of that sort. That is the value. And there are millions of such ideas lying in the minds of school students. I can tell you more and more such ideas right now. I met a school student in Jaipur who said, most of you know what kinetic energy is. You understand kinetic energy? Give me a show of thumbs. Yes. Kinetic energy. You know what is kinetic energy? Okay. So when we walk, we spend kinetic energy. What happens to that kinetic energy? Because energy is neither created nor destroyed. So what happens to that kinetic energy? So this guy asked that question. And he said that this energy, if we can capture it in our shoes and store it, then our shoes become a battery. And from there, we can take the energy and then plug it in and charge our mobile phone or solar charge or whatever, right? And he ended up building some stuff. There is a value in every idea. But if the schools or people like us do not support ideas, then all those ideas go under the bed, they get lost, and society is a loser, no one else is. So the biggest challenge today that we are facing is our education system in its current size, shape, thinking does not encourage innovation, does not encourage entrepreneurship, does not provide for resources, mentors, knowledge, infrastructure, labs, where real stuff can be done. Right? The second idea, which was there for agro stuff, it requires more research. Even for the first, there's more research is required, right? And if those labs are there, simulations can be done, then those ideas can be built in school. I selected out of these 3 ideas, I said, okay, I'm going to select on this parking because I think it can be developed with least amount of effort. But school should provide all sorts of resources where these ideas can flourish. And if it does not flourish, then we are, as a country, our country has to grow really fast, right? We have a lot of youth and we have to create lots of jobs, and we are going to lose a lot of innovators just because we have not created the fundamentals which is required to succeed, right? We lose creative confidence, we lose job creators, we lose hope, and that is really sad. But what is good, let me talk about. Vidya, and Rashmi Mishra ma'am. Today, they are imagining something called Discovery Hub. When I was a kid, I always thought that I'm going to discover something. I was enamored by astronomers. I was enamored by microbiologists, microscope, telescopes, etc., prisms and everything. And I said that I'm going to discover something. I loved geography. I loved history. I looked at maps and kept on imagining how people find things. But schools do not permit discovery in its current shape. Now, Rashmi ma'am has been dreaming of setting up Discovery Hub, Discovery Lab at Vidya. And that is it. That is the stuff that will make things happen. That is the stuff where innovations can thrive, innovations can prosper. And we have to come together to support this. I'm completely for this. India needs 10,000 discovery hubs, not one. But every journey has to start with the first step, the first discovery hub, discovery lab. And I really want all my friends, everyone who's listening to this, to be supporting this wholeheartedly. This is the cause for future, and everyone should come forward. This is my last message. Snehata ma'am, now I'm leaving this the camera and mic back to you, to the Vidya team. I am really thankful to all of you for giving me this space. Last message once again, we need 10,000s of such hubs. But Discovery Hub in its present shape, as Rashmi Mishra has imagined, is the first step. We should all come forward to support this. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivan. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful talking to you, listening to you, and a lot of learning that goes by. And I'll also say, be the change maker, join us in this movement. You can be a volunteer, sponsor, donor to make the do in the dream, dare do possible. Thank you all. The contact mail and mobile will be on your screen soon. Thank you so much.
This is wonderful. I want everyone who is watching to scan this, keep a screenshot, scan this QR code and support the Discovery Hub of Vidya. Thank you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.